All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Nightcap Knowledge. My name is George Chuck Patterson, the person that you will be hearing from tonight. She calls me Chuck named George the Great, and she is definitely a great person. I've known her for quite a while. We've all been in the trenches together. We've referred to each other as brother and sister, and we've had road trips all over this country. Her mother calls me son, and I am proud to know her. You see her on the screen, Layla Ife Fitzgerald. We'll be talking with her about Cognac, Cigars and Antique Cars, a journey through time and mental health advocacy. But in the meantime, we got to get some of these bills paid, and we have Hemp World South's first anniversary. Is year one. Been a whole year since Hemp World has gotten started. So Mr. Mac, he might jump in. He'll tell you more about it. But in the meantime, let's get this show on the road. It's Nightcap Knowledge. Put the kids to bed. Put something on your head before you go to bed. Let's go. Right. I played the air drums without Mac. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Nightcap Knowledge. Shout out to everybody on Twitter. Shout out to everybody on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. We appreciate y'all for tuning in every Tuesday night. We put some on your head before you go to bed. I am not going to try to do the mental health minute, but I definitely will tell you the groove. Here's the groove, man. We always want to find our own groove. And I know without a doubt, we had a great groove. And I did it in my own way. We were in Jackson on Friday. We presented the Mississippi Black Pages to the Higher Purpose Co. and co-builder pitch competition. Now, I did not win, but everybody in that room, it was like, man, it ain't no way. It ain't no way you should have won. I was like, I know. And I did win because I feel as though everybody in that room understood the importance of what Mississippi Black Pages is designed and missioned to do. And when you walk out, you get done, the event's over, and you got people waiting on you. Like, hey man, we need network. I need to talk with you. I need to do this. I need to do that. I'm like, see, I did win. So I say all that to say this. You know, that's how people say when they about to say something real good. It ain't about to be that good. The thing that I know is that when you have a passion, when you have a purpose, when you walk with it, when you enjoy doing what you like to do or what you've been purposed with, when you enjoy it, things will come your way even when you don't get the first place trophy. So now the person that we're going to talk with tonight, she is a former athlete. She's raised a couple athletes, and we've found ourselves in the social justice circle, and now she finds herself in the mental health area. And mental health is not a strange topic for us on Nightcap Knowledge. We do not shy away from talking about mental health. We talk about it often, and we find a cool way, a fun way to talk about it. And I think that this young lady has done just that. She has an event coming up, Cognac, Cigars and Antique Cars, and it will be in the state of Georgia. And we're gonna let her. Hold on, let me get my applause ready for my sister. Let me get these applause ready, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Layla Ife Fitzgerald. That's what it say right there. Y'all see her right there. She in the building. What's up?
What's going on? Chuck Man George the Great.
What's up, man?
I forgot why we were in some session and we were naming ourselves, and that's what Chuck named his adjective was for himself, and that stuck with Chuck since then. But that says life, not L.E.
I know.
So
Life shots.
Going life. Okay. Life I bring life to the
you know I gotta give you a hard time, man.
It wouldn't be us. It wouldn't be us if we didn't give each other a hard time. But I appreciate this platform. I appreciate you. I appreciate our Black men. And that's sort of where I'm going to lead the conversation to on this evening with mental health. But just to give a little background, I think we were thrown into the social justice world because my mom would not allow us not to be the what do we call ourselves? It was the dream team.
Yeah, it was the dream team. It was something else. I wrote an article about it one time before. Yeah,
you did. You always write something about us every now and again. You have to be aware of what's out there about us.
Keep going. So look, Ife, tell them. All right, you know, give some background. You're talking about your mom. Give some background of who your mom is, and keep talking about like this social justice, social action lifestyle that we still do. I mean, it's all yeah. Talk about that.
All right, bet. So I come from a long line of social justice advocates. One happened to be my mom, the great Olita Garrett Fitzgerald, who is the Southern Regional Director for the Children's Defense Fund. Yes. And that's sort of how I got into this social justice work. It was just, they called me Olita Jr. So I guess I was born, these were my ordered steps. It's what I'm in my purpose, clearly, because I'm still
hold on. Did you just say you OJ?
I didn't. I did say I was OJ. I'm bringing them back. I'm bringing the spirit back from fighting. I mean, not. You know what?
Keep it going. You
so my mom and this is an OG Junior, so I'm really OGJ, not just OJ. OGJ. Yeah, you gotta put that OG in there. That's
Olita Garrett Fitzgerald.
Name is originally Olita Garrett, so she's a true OG. Heart. Yeah. And she is an OG in this social justice world. So Children's Defense Fund is an organization that fights for children's rights through education, literacy, through health and economics, making sure that our young Black children have what they need to be able to be successful young Black adults, right? And that's sort of how I got thrown into this world of social justice. I was working on the Cradle to Prison Pipeline campaign, where I'm trying to stop school policies and policies around the state from funneling our children from schools to prisons. Like when you think of detention centers and alternative schools and the way our schools are set up right now, it's really a pipeline into the prison world, like the way they look, the way they set up, the way they run, the people that run them and then the results they want from them, they're getting their results. It may not be what we want and what we need for our children, but the way these systems are designed, they're doing exactly what they were designed to do.
Look, you mentioned that, and I know we're going to get into the mental health conversation. The thing that you just jogged my memory. I was reading an article earlier, and I think the article said that there is a part of every supply chain for every major company that's based in America. There's prison labor inside of that supply chain.
Yep.
And there is, man, I can't think of where I was reading it, but there's a lawsuit being brought against I think it's the state of Alabama. Yeah, I think that's why I was reading it. It was Alabama. Yeah, I think a lawsuit is being brought against the state of Alabama for its involvement in like the prison industrial, business system. Now, the reason why I'm thinking of it is also not only is big business being done inside of the prison system, meaning that you're getting free labor, that's aka slavery.
Right.
Also, prisons are the largest providers of mental health services. So now, since you told folks about your pedigree in terms of who you are and where you come from and how you arrived in this place of capacity and organizing, talk to us about the event that you're doing very soon, and then how did you end up with the cognac, the cigars, and the antique cars, and then what kind of cars we're gonna be having, like, because I need to know that.
So it's some Delta 88, some Chevy 64s, some old school, you know what I'm saying, box Chevys coming out. Yeah, we coming. This is how we used to do, right? So remember back in the day on Sunday, everybody pull out their old schools and do the ride through and the whip. Yeah, in Texas they had the swag and they moved
swinging down with the elbows.
Yeah, all of that. So I want to bring that back because I miss those type of deals, but it's for a cause. So it's cognac, cigars, and antique cars because that's what all men love. That's what all men those are their toys, and that's what they love, and that's how they deal with any issues that they're dealing with in their life. They go to either a cigar, some cognac, or to their car to either work on their car, drive their car, take their car out. That is how many people release what is happening inside. So to connect that with C3, which is commit to having a conversation about what's going on or seeking counseling. So you have cognac, cigars, and antique cars, and you have commit, conversation, and counseling. And I came up with this concept because you remember the character Bam Bam, Pebbles and Bam Bam, and how Bam Bam was
the Flintstones, right?
The Flintstones, and how Bam Bam was sort of the character that showed what a little boy was supposed to be: tough, strong, be beating up on things and all of that. But then Bam Bam turns into a man, right? But nobody gives Bam Bam the tools to being a man. So I turned Bam Bam into build a man to be a man. So turn it around. You can still be strong and be a protector for your family, but you also need to be aware of your feelings and your inner thoughts and things that may drive you into this crisis situation of not dealing with your mental health. So I played on the, scenario of how we self-medicate versus why we're not doing self-care. So really honing in on how our men, as women, we want these strong men to come prepared to us to be able to be protectors and providers for our homes, but some people don't come from a home that's teaching them how to be a protector and provider.
Yeah.
So being able to teach these young brothers that are being funneled to these prisons that it's more to being a man than just being hard and having money and, you know what I'm saying, being in this limelight of life. You really have to have some substance in yourself to be able to be this protector and provider that society wants you to be. So that's how we got here. The event is June 15th. It's Father's Day weekend, so it's all playing along with itself. Cognac, Cigars, and Antique Cars will be at City Bistro in Austell, Georgia, from 4 to 8, and it's going to happen right after the Father's Day brunch. So it's all tying in together to support our men in a very trying time right now, especially in this country and in our community. Our men really need support from us to be able to be the men that we need them to be. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm on your show talking to a wonderful Black man who is taking care of his family, but making sure you take care of yourself, because you're looked at as being the strong one, but you can't be strong if you have a weak mind. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't, man. And you know, I've been personally affected by, you know, let me say it like this. Those of us who are friends with people are affected by our friends' decisions.
Yep.
And if we make decisions for ourselves and our family, and sometimes those decisions have outcomes that weigh on us all.
Right.
And I say it like that because, you know, we've recently had some situations where you know, friends have been battling with, you know, mental health issues, and they may not have found the right way or for them to deal with it themselves. Like we, you know, all of us can say, hey, man, look, you know, you ought to do this, you ought to do that, and, you know, seek therapy, or, you know, go and talk to somebody over here. And it's being a person is a practice, because like being married is a practice, like practicing medicine, practicing yoga. It's like you got to practice at it every day, and you have to choose to do it every day.
It's definitely a decision.
And I think what you're doing is you're presenting the opportunity for men to hang out and do something that they're comfortable with, but then you open the door for them to have that conversation about mental health.
What we don't realize is 84 men a week take their life.
84 a week?
84 a week take their lives.
That's a startling statistic. 84 a week. I've never heard that.
84 a week. 75% of suicides are male.
75? All right, now hold up. All right, now I'm gonna ask a question.
It's not funny. It's not funny, but people don't know how prevalent it is.
Because I've never heard that.
Society's not going to talk about it because a man is strong. So they either say he died by natural causes, or the death is being investigated, but they never put these numbers out there. Right now, and I'm gonna give you another alarming one, because we're talking about building a man. The second leading cause for suicide, guess what the age is? Just think of the second leading cause for suicide. What age do you think is that age?
I don't know. Like what? 25 to 40?
That's the second age group. The first age group is 10 to 14.
What?
For 10 to 14-year-olds, the second leading cause of death is suicide. The first leading cause is ATVs. And that's riding without helmets and, you know, the accidents and that and all of that. Second leading now is suicide. The youngest to take their life was an 8-year-old little boy. It's something not correlating right to where an 8-year-old feels like my life isn't worth
like
having
this is the way out.
10 to 14-year-old, that's middle school. We all know the struggles of middle school. And if we know this, why don't we support our middle school in a different way? Why don't we have resources and supports around them at that age? Because it starts then, but it exacerbates over the next couple of years and keeps adding on and adding on. So then you have something called first episode psychosis that happens in your freshman year of college. Because I'm not prepared for this independency. I'm not prepared for this world. I'm not prepared for all this stuff. I'm used to having a routine in high school and middle school. My mom's gonna tell me, somebody's gonna tell me what to do.
Somebody's checking in.
Somebody is telling me, checking in every day. When you get to college and everybody thinks that age 18 by law, you're a man.
Yeah.
You're not a man. There's no way. When you got to college, you was like, wait, I gotta wash my own damn drawers. Wait, I gotta fix my own damn. Wait, do I put bleach on this color or that color or fucking all this shit going in together, right? Like you got
don't bleach your drawers, dog. Don't bleach your drawers, man.
You're gonna be itching a little longer, but
do not bleach your drawers.
We do not realize how much are affecting our young men and how much we sweep it under the rug, and then we want them to be these wonderful men that's prepared to be a husband for our household.
So Ife, I have to say this, and I feel like me and you having this conversation, it's okay for me to say this.
Okay.
And
I don't know if I'm prepared for what you're about to say.
You are because you're presenting this type of event. You're a woman and you're concerned about the mental health of the men in your life and the men in your community. The reason why I couched the thing that I'm about to say with a preface is like, sometimes I feel as though the nonprofit industrial complex is waging an assault against Black men. And I'm saying waging an assault because everything is war. In my opinion, everything is war. Like there's a battle, between good and evil. There's a battle between, like, are you gonna make the choice to have avocado toast and eggs, or are you gonna go and get a donut? Like, it's war is war. Like everything is a decision. Like we make a choice, right?
Right.
I sometimes feel, and I guess it's because it may be because of people like your mother, where I always felt welcomed. Folks like Nishambi, where it was like there was always space for like a guy like me, to feel as though this nonprofit and social impact and social action space was welcoming. And now I kind of feel like, sometimes it's like this, it's either Black girl magic or is Black gay pride. And if you don't fit into that, like, we ain't got no money for you, we ain't got no support for you. And there has been one organization that I've heard out of their mouths saying that we're focusing on recruiting Black men for our particular sets of work. And so I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody. I'm voicing my feelings because my observation and my feelings, because I've learned how to do that through therapeutic conversations.
Right. Amen.
Praise the Lord.
So I don't know that there's a war. I do know there is, and there's so many podcasts and experts about, it might be a divestment, but that's the same shit that happened years ago when they did slavery. That's the same shit that's happening with the prison industry. Like, it's always been, let's erase our Black men. And for me, I'm like, I know too many damn great Black men to erase any part of this. And I have a Black man that's in my household that you're not going to erase and put down. Like, from the little age, I know, like, my mom may not always agree with her brothers or like my uncles on the other side, but she respected their position. And I think we've lost a respect for positions in the Black family, in the Black community, in the world per se. Like, we're losing. That's why we're losing so many of our young men. We don't have our older men stepping up and saying, hey, we got to dead this shit. It's time for us. And because of people are listening to all of these outsiders of experts on podcasts of what black girl magic is, you can't be magical if you ain't been touched by a black man. I'm just okay. That was on the other side. Okay, I went somewhere else. I'm just saying, like, you gotta understand the war that's happening on.
You finna get all these sound effects. You finna get every last one of them. Hold on, it's one
I'm
more.
just saying, like, you gotta understand the need.
It's one more. Hold up.
Hell yeah. Oh,
Hold on.
okay,
It's
I
another
like
one.
that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right,
Okay, I need that one. Share that one with me when we get offline. I need that one.
Send it to you. There you go.
But I'm for real. Like, we talk about how you talked about gay rights, right? And everything has a gay piece on it. Every TV show, every book, every
and I'm not saying that representation doesn't matter.
With it.
Yeah.
But we got to start putting. But representation matters. That's what you said. So we got to start putting out what we want back into. You know what I'm saying? It's return on investment. Either you gonna invest in some black men to be great black men, or you gonna keep getting the watered down shit that we seem to be getting. And I'm not. And I know there's a whole lot of great black men out there. So don't think I'm not a black man basher. Actually, my family calls me a. Can I say the N word on here?
Hey man, look, this is your safe place. Yeah.
Okay. They call me the nigga whisperer because it seems like I bring all of y'all stuff to the women, and they're like, Ife, tell them this. Ife, tell them. I'm like, why y'all? It's like we're afraid to talk to each other on a real basis. Like, you have a wife. Yeah. I'm sure y'all have great conversations, and you have great female friends that you have wonderful, safe place conversations. But it seems like we don't want to have those conversations on a larger platform, like making ourselves be vulnerable, making ourselves like opening our households up. We only want to, this microwavable generation that only wants to show what came out of the microwave. Yeah. Well, before you pull that plastic off of that nice TV dinner,
there was a process.
It looked a hot mess. You did not want to eat that before it went through that heat. It's got to go through, a diamond got to go through heat. A woman got to go through heat. A dog. Okay, I'm gonna come back. So it's a process to all of this and making sure that we take care of our men. We gotta take care of y'all. Yeah, and I see so many of y'all struggling. My brother, like y'all old now, like 45, 47.
Yes,
that's when they start hitting midlife crisis. Right? It's not really a midlife crisis. It's that they've shunned all of these emotions for so long,
and now they come bubbling up.
In the worst ways possible.
And they come bubbling up. Yeah. Possible. Yeah. So let me and we got your cousin in the comments, Tamika.
I think she's black fried. She black fried. She's like,
and I know this.
But again, not saying anything about it, but in that community, you have black men who are being shunned because they chose that community, not because you can have all the other gay pride come out. As soon as a masculine black man says that he is gay, then it's a whole different perspective of how we view gay. And that's just, I see that in every room. When a black man enters a room, we change our conversation and our dialect and our tone. When a black man becomes in leadership, he's going to screw it up. He's going to steal. He's going to do this. It's never upholding them to be the pillars of our community. Like your father, like my uncles, like people who really have set the tone of what black men should be. You know, and I don't know, all of us have faults. Flaws, faults, fuck ups, the whole shebang. We all are imperfect.
We all fall short.
Always.
We all fall short. At some point in life, we all fall short. But I think that just like you, I really believe the conversation that you were heading towards is like, we have smaller conversations in private, right? But sometimes the conversations that we've had in private, I'm not saying that they need to be podcasted or live streamed or anything like that, but they do need to happen corporately. Like, the churches now, they call it, it ain't prayer meeting. They call it, corporate prayer, intercessory prayer and all of that. And I'm like, look, we're corporately, y'all need to talk
Y'all need to
about
come together.
yes, y'all need to talk about these things and not you can't say that you're gonna lead people to salvation and then you don't want to have a
Deal with it,
conversation
yeah.
around the things that are preventing them from living with purpose and walking in the mission and all of that. So man, look, uh,
We gotta
I'm back.
normalize. We gotta normalize the conversation of it's okay to not be okay. All of us
Yes,
have that
yes,
moment. As cliche as it is, we still have to like I was telling my son that you learn through failure. Like
right,
you learn through your toughest moments of life of how to deal with your toughest moments of life. Like you
right,
got to go through that to gain those skills. Otherwise, you don't have that. You're not building the tools you need because every problem is going. It gets as you get older. It seems like it gets
tougher.
harder, tougher,
Yeah, yeah,
strong. Like the problems, you ain't no longer worried about how you gonna get penny candy or how you gonna get your soda pop. You worried about how the lights gonna get paid or how I'm gonna feed my children. You know what I'm saying? It's
right,
on a larger scale, but you still need to learn tools back then of how I was gonna get my lollipop and not stress out about it because everybody else got theirs. So that you have that when you get older to not to be able to tap into those resources and not
right.
get into crisis mode.
Yeah, yeah. I have some of those conversations with my son. Is like, Jackson is a very competitive dude, right? That's the
Mhm.
youngest. Jackson said, he's like, if it ain't going his way, and I mean, like, athletically gifted. If in soccer, he's like, if I didn't score 10 goals,
I'm ready.
the world is crumbling. And if somebody is pulling on my shirt, and I'm like, hey man, you cannot let them see you cry. You
Over with.
cannot let them see you cry, man. I understand that he's like, but what they're doing is wrong. And the referee's not doing anything. I'm like, hey man, it it
That's life.
it's it's not for it. I understand that it's wrong. Acknowledge it.
Mhm.
You can even try to address it. But you lashing out an emotion is
Does
only
nothing.
yeah, it does nothing. Now when we get together and you are in your space with your mom, your dad, your brother, your Mimi, your poppy,
Mhm.
all of those folks,
Mhm.
and you need to talk about how you felt. But them people that you at war with, they don't care.
Don't let them see you. They don't care, and don't let them see that. Like we teach our kids all the time, you got to regulate your emotions, know when to respond and when not to respond.
Yeah,
Right? Respond, have a response. We cannot tell you not to have those feelings. You're
yeah,
going to have them. We can't stop those feelings from coming. We
right,
just got to teach you how to compose them and like you said, when you get in your safe space around people that care enough about what your feelings are, then you release them and have
yeah,
that emotion. But I love that because these kids will tear up the dugout if they don't get, you know what I'm saying, what they want.
bro. You
And
you done said something right there. That with our
kids,
9U team, we are and shout out to Prime Baseball.
shout
Um,
out
we have been dealing with that this spring. Like,
9-year-olds.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that's that. That's that. I just became not a baby, but I don't understand this big boy role just yet.
right.
So I still torn of how I'm supposed to do. I do a tantrum or do I go out on the field and show them through that way? You know what I'm saying? So you right at that. Oh, that's you
Hmm.
got a whole league and team of them. Bless you.
We have 11 kids, and you know what? I gotta do it now. Hold on,
Uh-oh.
I
He's
gotta
about
go.
to show.
Yeah, I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them. They are some awesome little dudes, man. Uh, Prime Baseball. We started our own team, and we're travel ball too. And
Cool.
this is our dugout banner right here. And I have regular conversations with them about
I was just
positive
about to
self
ask
talk.
that. I was just about to ask. Look at them. Look at all the bam bams, right? Look at all of them. I love that you said you're having conversations about positive talk because
Yeah,
you don't just like you said earlier, your purpose is through all the works of your life. So
right.
you've been given those kids for a reason to be able to influence them in a certain way that they'll never forget you. Like I tell people all the time, it's not you screaming at them on the field, it's not you telling them how to hit the ball. the way Coach Chuck made me feel, he'll never forget Coach Chuck. He recognized my feelings. He acknowledged my feelings. He acknowledged that I was a person before a player. Like, I know you a kid and I know I got you out here, but I want to make sure you are right as a kid before my player. You know what I'm saying? I really care about you and not just this sport that I have you in.
Yeah.
So
it's bigger than this 9U tournament we playing in.
Bigger. Way bigger. The life lessons that are being learned, the time management, discipline, and sacrifices you have to make. All of those lessons are lessons they need for further on in life. So I really love that we're having this conversation. I love that I've been brought on this platform because I know you speak to a lot of Black with no chaser family people. And I want us to understand the need to really support within our own realm. Like, there's so much against us right now that we have to come together and support those pillars in our community that will be there. We losing a whole generation after us. Like, my kids' friends, like, I'm like, these are people that are going to take care of us when we get older.
Yeah.
So if we don't invest in them now, it's going to be.
That was one of the things I wanted to compliment you on. Is like you spoke to like mental health and people as an investment, and I understand it as this way. Like, if I'm not equipping you and giving you the resource that you need to be the best version of yourself, you're going to fail not only yourself, but you're going to fail your family, your community, and then the other people that you are or will be responsible for. So it's like, if I'm doing the people that you're going to be responsible for a disservice,
big one,
if I don't help you become the person that God designed you to be.
Who helped you?
Man, a whole bunch of people.
That's what I'm saying. And somebody helped all of us. None of us got to where we were just off like, you got rich people, right, that get to places because they got money. They wouldn't have got there without the person that had the money prior to them. Right. We got indoctrinated on. Somebody made an investment, man. We cannot. It's like, I hate that scenario of crabs in a bucket, like we pulling each other down. But it's literally what we're doing. It's literally, you can't have a t-shirt business and support my t-shirt business. You can't have an organization doing it. We got to stop working in silos. And if we continue to work in silos, we're going to keep getting siloed. If we got to come together in numbers.
We'll be disconnected, disjointed, and we won't have the true success that we were designed to have, because we're still looking at each other as competition. Like, the only, in terms of competition, like, in sports, in baseball, and we were talking about baseball, if you hit the ball 3 out of 10 times, you're an all-star.
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. Now, if we're all playing the game together,
that's not okay.
If we're all playing the game together, like you hit, I throw 10 pitches and you hit 3. Hey man, you're an all-star. And then you throw 10 pitches and I hit 3. I'm an all-star too. So if we start to look at things like the NBA, like, man, somebody's gonna win the championship. Somebody's gonna win the World Series. Somebody's gonna win the US Open. But we're all in the game together. Like, man, I got to play.
I still got a position. I still got to play. We still got it. And people don't like it because nowadays you give a participation award. Back in the day, you only got an award if you won something.
Yeah.
But you couldn't have won that without me participating. Like, you got to have me in this game in order to get to your next step.
Yeah.
And I tell little kids all the time, right? When I have a program called From Trap to Trade, like teaching young brothers from the hood to take because they're they're entrepreneurs in the trap world. Like, they're very smart individuals, but you can make a ton of money on this side and go home feeling safely and drive your car and not feel the illegal, weight on your back. You feel me? Like, so teaching them to really hone in.
That's dope. From Trap to Trade. That's slick.
You got to talk their language.
Yeah.
You got to talk their language. They don't understand. Hey, would you like a internship program on learning how to weld? And I'm going to help you gain gainful employment and enhance your economic status. No, nigga, you want to go from selling dope to like, you know what I'm saying? I can get you to selling dope to selling houses, which, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot more on this side. And you're going to have a house to live in. You're going to be able to give your mama a house. All the stuff you promised her back before while you was locked up, you can actually do it on the outside. But going into the juvenile justice systems and teaching them at that age, because nobody's investing in them. Nobody's thinking about they got to come back into our community, and they either gonna come back like they left or they gonna come back on another level. And I want to get them on another level and take them out of that crab competitive. I am a winner because I hit 3 out of 10. If all of us join together and hit 3 out of 10, we got an all-star squad, and we won the championship.
Come on.
You got to think I need him. And most men don't think I need him. They don't ask for help. I can do it driving with a man without with GPS. I'm just going, I never got to say nothing. You already know.
I'm gonna tell you this. I roll with the GPS, and I'm like, look, if you see something, say something, but don't overreact.
It's in our nature.
Do not overreact.
I didn't say anything. I cannot. I didn't. The last time I screamed, you told me not to scream, so I didn't scream this time. But I can't control my body. God. My body does it on its own. Like I cannot stop that.
We're gonna get out. But
listen, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back. That's
gonna leave that long.
That's somewhere real quick.
Absolutely. I'm like.
So you mentioned. I'm gonna bring it back. You mentioned therapy, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen a therapist? Do you see a therapist? What's your take on telling your deepest secrets to a stranger?
So I have seen one. I don't regularly see one. I think that because I did not have insurance, and
I was going there.
Yeah. Having insurance, I mean, there's it's such a layered thing. It's like you want to do this thing, but then there's a roadblock of health coverage. And because you don't have health coverage, then you cannot access shit. So I'm gonna keep it a buck. We went to Mexico, and I did not hydrate properly. Right? Come back, I'm like, man, I ain't feeling right. I need to go to the doctor. Next thing you know, $3,000-$4,000 doctor, not even hospital, like doctor's office bill for urine. No, with no insurance. For a visit with urinalysis and writing a prescription.
You pissed in the cup. They put a stick in the cup, and you got charged $4,000 to tell me nothing was really wrong because the prescription you gave me is for the symptoms. You still ain't told me what was wrong with me.
They was like, you got a UTI, and you need to take this, and you need to drink a lot of water and cranberry juice. So you talking about the access to care?
Access. Yep.
Access is huge. When it was easier for me to plan to go to Mexico than it was for me to get to the doctor.
And that's so sad because that's the truth for many Americans. And even if you have insurance right now, Chuck, most of the private insurance, like I don't want to get you, any dings on your podcast, but everybody know the big blues.
Yeah, the Blue Collar Blue Shield and all of them subsidiaries.
I work for a state government. Sometimes I'll be scared to call out people because they're gonna come from me on the other side. But
they're gonna come.
They don't cover certain mental health.
Yep. And
what
then
we
you
call authorized units that you have to get cleared through your
right.
insurance provider to be able to get certain services. So that's physical health services, um, physical therapy, mental
Yep.
health, like different things you have to get done. Mental health is not seen as a needed service to be provided to pay for it. And even at the rate that they have it on there, it's for you to have like 3 sessions or 1 session, or
Right.
it's not for it to keep going on a long time. So access to care is huge. Access
Yep.
to care is huge. Access to insurance is huge. They're
Mm-hmm.
knocking so many people off of Medicaid. 300,000 children in Georgia were knocked off Medicaid this past month because of what they call re-enrollment. Most of us don't even know
Re-enrollment.
about Most people don't even know about re-enrollment, or that I have to
Well, they gonna
re-enroll.
review
I'm
your
like, I'm
file.
still alive. I'm still alive. I still
Right.
need insurance. My aliveness should equate to my insurance. Like, I woke up this morning, my insurance should roll. I
Right.
shouldn't have to check a box or look for a piece of mail or an email when I'm already in the ways of life. Like, they make
Right.
things so hard for us. It's ridiculous. Now they have what they call here in Georgia, it's the Georgia Crisis Access Line. I'm pretty sure most states have a crisis access line when you
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
go for mental health. But now they have what we call 988. So 988 is the new 911 for a mental health crisis in the nation. So instead of dialing 911 when someone is having a mental health crisis, you dial 988. In that 988, you are sent out a crisis access line individual who's on a mobile crisis unit, who comes out and provides services regardless of your insurance. So trying to eliminate that barrier of transportation, eliminate that barrier of access to care, eliminating the barrier of stigma by doing these 3 things, by providing these mobile crises. But there's so much funding and it's such a workforce shortage and lack of funding to help fund these type of activities. That's why you see us going to the emergency room. You see
Right.
the prisons being the number 1 mental health provider. But are we really providing the help that they need, or are we putting a band-aid on what we can do in that moment? And most of the times we're putting a band-aid on what we can do in that moment. When they leave that hospital and go back to their community, when they leave that prison and go back to the community, what are the resources we're putting in place to make sure they're not dealing with their PTSD, which is
Right.
post-traumatic stress disorder. So they're dealing with their depression or anxiety that caused them to act out in a certain way. Many of our children act out because behavior is their language. They don't know how to tell you what's wrong. Nobody has ever taught them how to express their feelings through
They're still
words.
operating in their adolescent state. Like when you're a baby, the only thing that
Yep,
you know is laughing and crying.
that's it.
That's it.
That is it. That's so crazy because many of us will laugh through pain and cry through excitement, and we
Mm-hmm.
flip it.
Yep.
We've taught ourselves to flip those emotions for the different emotion that you're feeling inside. We laugh through pain and cry through happiness. Like
Yep.
those are happy tears. No, them tears. Tears
Some
supposed to mean
tears.
pain. Laugh supposed to mean happy. Like, how are we have desensitized ourselves to pain.
The
Our
wires
hope,
have been crossed.
excitement, always. It has,
The wires
from
have been
day
crossed.
one. From day one. Now, how do we put them back right? How do we change the mindsets of our community? How do we do conversations like this to inform and educate people about
Yeah.
these different resources to make sure that we're providing the knowledge that we know? Because it makes no sense for me to take. Somebody asked me the other day, how do I get your brain? I said, that's impossible, but you can keep inviting me to the table to have these conversations, because I can't take this stuff with me, just like I can't take money and jewels with me. I can't take the knowledge with me. So I have to give the next generation. I have to invest in the next generation. I
You got to
have to
make the
make sure that
deposits.
we got to make deposits, man. That's what we're
Yep.
here for. We're getting old, and we used to tell my mom them, just move out of our way. Let us have it. Just sit to the. We used to tell them all the time, we got this. Now we've got
Yeah.
to tell ourselves to scoot over a little bit and share the
Hey.
couch. We ain't out the door yet. We ain't at the level where they're gonna just kick us out. We're not gonna allow them. But we'll share the couch. We'll share the knowledge. That's what we're here for. That's the only way to continue our legacy and to continue our morals and values that have been instilled in us from the get-go. So I appreciate
Man,
you,
man, that's what's up. Like I feel good because one, we got a chance to talk, and I know more about what you're doing now. and to one see that, you know, that you're okay and you're thriving and you're passionate about what you're doing, and you know that it has impact.
Yeah.
So one, thank you for spending some time with us tonight and telling us about all of the things that you got going on. Two, thank you for continuing to create opportunities for people to have the space to heal and to learn and to grow, because that's what your mom did for us.
Yeah.
With, you know, all of the things that we did, and they said they're gonna try to bring back the hip hop summit, hip hop youth summit soon.
So we did some signature events, bro.
Art,
Like
poetry, and justice.
Art, poetry, and justice. I was just telling, so I was like, yo, and this was 20 years ago. This was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
We was changing that.
Yeah. Oh my God.
If we would have stayed there, we might have saved Jackson, man. If we would have stayed in doing what we were doing, we could have been it. And I don't think that we're out of the loop of doing that. I don't think, even though I'm in Georgia, a lot of us have moved on to other states. We all still have a love and passion for Mississippi. Anybody asks me where I'm from Mississippi. I'm from the SIP. Yeah. And proud of it. I'm from it. I know you're not from Mississippi, but you got Mississippi blood in your veins. Like that, people, they say Chuck from Mississippi. He's not really from Mississippi, but yeah, Chuck from Mississippi.
Yeah.
But Chuck is my bro, my bruh. Like that's my frat bruh, my brother, my mom.
Well, I used to come over to Millsaps and clown.
Oh, baby, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time.
That's the Mississippi Greek Weekend live stream.
Yeah, bring me back, and I can tell y'all how before Chuck broke his ankle and after Chuck broke his, wasn't your ankle?
No, it was my Achilles. It was my Achilles. And I still got it.
He's still gonna hop for sure.
Yeah,
he's going to hop until he leaves it. Somebody's gonna have to take that casket and hop that thing all the way out with it. Hop it all the way out. It wouldn't be right. Hey man, Black with Notation, Nightcap and Knowledge. This has been like amazing. I really appreciate you. I love you. Yeah. Anytime I've ever called or reached out, it was nothing but love and a response behind it. Like I love y'all. And to your community, hey man. Keep following Chuck and keep investing in your community, and always remember to live life with a purpose and with perspective, because otherwise you just out here just willy-nilly in it, as my mama would say.
Willy-nilly. And look, with that being said, Ife, you didn't already close us out with that word. I'll throw the graphic back up on the screen. We got Life Shots presenting Cognac, Cigars and Antique Cars, 4 to 8 p.m. City View Bistro, right after the Father's Day brunch. For more information, you can email Layla Ife at laylaife@gmail.com. City View, what is that? City View Bistro?
Yeah.
June 15th, 2024.
Georgia.
Georgia.
But I can bring this to y'all. Just let me know. We can make it happen during Mississippi Greek Weekend or something.
That ain't no bad idea.
Not gonna work. I bring the antiques down.
Hey, we get the cars together, man. I'm with it. I don't have a classic car, but I know
I don't have a classic, but I know a lot of people. We didn't go to classic, right? We got some classics for you. We got some classic beats for you. Chuck got the spins on the 1 and 2 classics. I know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Look, I was in Macomb this weekend DJing. Yeah. So we still got it.
Rolling.
Still rolling.
I love it. Hey man, peace and blessings. Have me on again.
We going. Definitely want to give everybody another reminder about some of the events that we have coming up. We've got Black Men Matter, uplifting and educating and healing Black men in Mississippi. Keynote speaker Yusef Salam. That's June 29th, Saturday, June 29th, 9 a.m. and it's going down at the Hilton Jackson. In addition to that, we've got the 1-year anniversary, the first anniversary of Hemp World South. Therapeutic Lounge, May 18th. That's this weekend. Make sure you get with them, and we will see y'all next week. Tune in to Nightcap Knowledge every Tuesday night at 9 p.m.